Another video with you all. Today we're going to design this flanged elbow. We're going to learn about the sweep tool. We're going to learn about some circular patterns. And we're also going to add some realistic materials to this so that you get a real rendering that looks very authentic. So we'll just get started. We'll go to new, part. Make sure those units are set to millimeters. We'll go on the top plane and we'll sketch. Go up here and grab a 3-point arc. Make sure it's the 3-point arc because there's a tangent arc and there's also a center point arc, which we've actually used a center point arc in a previous tutorial that we did. So grab 3-point arc and just sketch something out about like that. And then you get to flex it a little bit. And the dimension for this arc we'll keep 75 millimeters. And we're not going to fully define it or anything. This is just going to basically be our path for our sweep. Okay, so now we have to exit, go to features, and pick swept boss base. As you can see, our profile for the path is already selected. But we want to click this radio button right here for circular profile. And then that way you don't even have to create a sketch for a circle because normally it's a circular sketch that gets swept along a path. And we're going to change this diameter of this circle to 36 millimeters. And we'll click OK. Almost look like an elbow of macaroni or something. So now we'll click this space. We'll go sketch and go normal 2. We'll grab a circle, hover over the edge, and there's our center point, and just sketch that. And we'll make sure that this diameter is 96 millimeters. Okay. Go to features and go extruded boss base. And it's only going to be 10 millimeters in that direction. All right. So now we're going to click this face. We'll go sketch and go normal 2. Grab a circle, and from the center point of this circle, just draw a smaller circle. Before dimensioning it or closing out of the command, go over here and hit for construction. And that way that makes that circle construction geometry. Grab a smart dimension. And that circle is going to have a diameter of 66 millimeters. Grab another circle and hover until this quadrant point highlights and make sure you sketch your circle from that point. Sketch that out. And a smart dimension for these smaller circles is going to be 11 millimeters. Now we're going to do something called a circular pattern. So select the circle, go up here to this drop down and hit circular sketch pattern. And this is one thing about a circular pattern. You have to make sure that in these parameters that the right point is selected. Because basically what we're going to do is we're going to pattern this circle around a certain center point. Solidworks automatically assumed that we were talking about the origin, that we wanted it to actually be patterned around, but it's not. So we right click here, hit delete, and we're going to select that center point. Beautiful. Now we want to look over here in these other parameters. Make sure it's at 360 degrees. Make sure you have equal spacing and make sure that there's 4 instances. And click OK. So now we'll go up here to features. We'll go extruded cut, in condition, up to next. And click OK. And there we go. There's our first one. So we'll click this face. We'll go sketch, go normal 2, and grab another circle and make it 96 millimeters. All right. Now we're going to do another construction circle. So select this origin, sketch this out, hit for construction, and grab a smart dimension. And that construction circle's diameter is 66 millimeters. And now we're going to draw our small circle. Make sure you get the quadrant to highlight and start from there. And this diameter, remember, was 11 millimeters. And we're going to select the circle. Then we'll go up here. This drop down circular sketch pattern. And this time, of course, it selects the origin as our point for our point of revolution. Make sure we got 360 degrees, 4 instances. And there's another thing you can do here too. Say for instance, you had 4 instances here, but you really only wanted 3. You can either change the instances here, or you could click this box that says instances to skip and just click on the radio button and that instance will be gone. But for our situation that we're dealing with, we actually want the 4. I just want to show you guys that. All right, so we'll go up here to feature, go extrude your boss base, and make sure it just comes out 10 millimeters and click OK. There we go. We've done a sweep and a circular pattern. It's just that easy. So now we want this elbow to be one color. We want this to be polished brass. So what we can do is just click and drag the polished brass, which is under the metal drop down. So you click on the metal drop down and you click on brass. I'll go back even a step further. All the way back to the beginning. Okay, you click on appearances, go down to metal, click on brass, and just drag it, drag and drop. And we want it to the whole boss extrude. Click and drag to the boss extrude. It didn't go into this hole here, and that's what I want. To the cut extrude as well. Just a click and drag. And from that little menu that pops up, make sure you pick the cut extrude. And now on the insides here, we have that gold color. All right. So now that we don't want metal for this elbow part, we can click on plastic under the appearance tab. Then you go to high gloss and just drag and drop. And when this selection pops up, pick sweep. Doesn't really look like much right now, but in a second it will. So if you don't have SolidWorks add-ins up here in this little tab here, I want you to right click and just pick SolidWorks add-ins. And then once it's actually in the tab, click on it. Make sure you select Photo View 360. And if you give it about 5 seconds, the Render Tools tab here pops up. So click Render Tools, click Integrated Preview. And this does take a second, so please bear with me. But the result is well worth it, especially if you want to add a portfolio piece or something to where an employer would see it and be impressed. It'll actually look like a picture. So just bear with me for a second, because once this actually renders, it's going to look really nice. It's starting to work now. There we go. And as time goes on, the pixel, you get more and more pixels, and it just starts to look better and better and better. As you can see, that looks very, very, very authentic. And the better your graphics card, the better and more realistic it's going to look. One word of warning though, there's a lot of people that just take pictures and put them in their portfolios like they drew them. So if you really want to look authentic to an employer, what I would do is I would actually have a screenshot of this actual integrated preview, but I would also have the actual drawing without it being totally rendered as well. And that way it proves more so that you actually drew it. And besides, most employers give you a drafting test before they hire you anyway, so there's no way around it. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are learning something. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, and I'll be back with you guys again to do another video shortly. Thanks for watching.